All right, now it's time for your power rankings this week. Let's get started with number 10. They were not ranked last week, but made their way back into your power rankings, the Brewers.
The Brewers are back. 32-27 in first place in the NL Central. That gets them here at the 10 spot. Coming off 3 wins in a row, swept the Reds, who honestly were playing pretty good baseball, surprising team. So a good weekend series sweep there, good enough to get them back in the top 10 at number 10.
And at number 9, another team making their way back into the power rankings, the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays have been at one big roller coaster. They start the year in the power rankings. They get up to at least the top 5. I think they were in the top 3 at one point, fall completely out of the power rankings, and then really were quite bad for like a week stretch there. And then this past week is great, coming off 4 wins in a row, 33-27, but a massive series sweep in Queens against the Mets. Great sweep there for them. They were really doing it all. I was very impressed by the Blue Jays. Offensively, pitching, great defense as well, great base running. That gets them back here. They're at number 9.
Holding strong at 8, the D-backs.
The D-backs are here at number 8. Oh, man, I was close to moving them up. If they had coming off six wins in a row, entering the weekend series against the Atlanta Braves, but they lost 2 of 3 to the Braves. It all came down to a 2-out, 9th-inning homer, Eddie Rosario for the Braves to win the series. If they had won that game, definitely getting a good bump. But I ended up keeping them here at number 8. But they're so fun. 35-25, tied for the division lead in the NL West. How about those fighting D-backs? They are here at number 8.
And once again at number 7, I'm guessing because of how the weekend series went, right above the D-backs, the Braves.
The Braves stayed put as well. They were going to flip-flop. Because the Braves, after being here last week, you know what? The talk last week, I moved the Braves down to 7 after being like 2 for the majority of the year. Get bumped down a little bit by bit, and then playing some frustrating baseball. Moved them down to 7, got a lot of flack for it. And then what'd they do? They lost 2 of 3 to the Oakland A's. Okay? You can't do that. Even it might be May, beginning of June. You can't do that. They did it. So I was ready to bump them down again, but then against a very, very good D-backs team, win that game. Eddie Rosario got hot. Austin Riley's heating up. The Braves are 35-24. Kept them put at number 7.
And at number 6, we got 3 in a row staying in their same spots, the Houston Astros.
Yeah, kind of the same deal with the Astros, except they were playing really good baseball, and then a 500. They played really good against the Angels, win that weekend series, but lose a series earlier in the week that, they shouldn't have really lost. No business losing that, but they did. So can't move them up, didn't move them down. So, that's a good place for them. Right where they were at number 6. They're 35-24.
All right, moving into your top 5, down 1 spot at number 5, I'm guessing because they lost the series to the Yankees, the LA Dodgers.
35-25. Lose the series to the Yankees. That was the swing. So they have to get bumped down a little bit. Playing decent baseball. They were playing great. There was nobody playing better than them in the National League, at least for about a 3-4 week stretch there. But a couple hiccups over the last week or so. So bumped them down with that series loss to the Dodgers, 35-25. So couldn't. They beat the Nationals in the series, but which we were at, by the way. Saw a Freddie home run, but bumped them down just after that loss to the Yankees.
At number 4, also bumped down 1 spot, the Orioles.
Yeah, Orioles 37-22. Big fan. Love the Orioles. They've been a lot of fun this year. Beat the Giants in a weekend series, but lost the series earlier in the week. So about a 500 week for them, which is fine. Not going to hurt you, but it's not going to bump you up in the standings. I guess technically it did hurt them. They moved down a spot, but we'll explain that more in a second. The O's are fun. They're for real. Please buy. Please be buyers at the trade deadline. Not even then. Please just do it. Just do it now. 37-22. Buy. Do it. 37-22.
At number 3, up 2 spots, the New York Yankees.
36-25. Look, I know the Orioles have the better overall record, but power rankings isn't about record. It's about current form. It's about the way you're currently playing while also keeping in mind the season. For example, if the Rays get swept over the next few days, let's say the Rays lose every single game this next week, they're not going to get moved completely out because you have to take into consideration what they've done all year. However, also taking into mind what the Yankees are doing recently, Aaron Judge back, Giancarlo Stanton back. Pitching has been good. I think they're playing a little bit better right now than the O's. I know they're behind them in the standings, but I have them ahead of them in the power rankings. They're here at number 3.
And at number 2, holding strong, the Texas Rangers.
Oh, they're so good.
They are.
They're so much fun. Offensively, this team, they're so much fun to watch because you never know. You might run into a game where they're going to give up 10, not when Nady Eovaldi's pitching. But in that game, they're probably going to score 18. That's just how good their offense has been this year. Offensively, lights out, dominant. Pitching-wise, Nady Eovaldi has been great. They're doing all of this without Jacob deGrom, who I think he's starting to throw again. So Rangers are the second best team in baseball right now, 38-20.
And the best team in baseball, still, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, this hasn't changed in a long time, and I 42-19. 42-19. They are so good.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about them a lot this year because they're number 1 every single week, but we know why they're doing it. Offensively, pitching, defense, they do it all. They utilize every single spot on their roster perfectly. They have guys that are producing offensively at career years that aren't even everyday players. I mean, think about that luxury. To be able to platoon guys that are having like career years, they are so good. They are dangerous. And they, as in the Tampa Bay Rays, round out this week's top 10 Major League Baseball power rankings.
It's crazy. Like, they're still just as good as they were at the start of the season.
They're unbeatable right now. I mean, I know they've lost a couple of series, but man,
they're for real.
They are for real. Speaking of like teams buying and teams selling, we're getting close to. We're going to be talking trade deadline stuff here. We should probably start talking about that. We're going to be talking it very soon. And the Rays are a team that they don't really. It's not something they normally do, but I would really like to see them go.
What do you want them to get?
A big bat.
Huh.
A big bat.
What are they going to give up though?
Hey, they got so much. Give up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't want to like lose someone and then have it mix everything up.
Yeah, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're not like, you're just like adding to it. That's like saying, well, don't go get a Ferrari because your Honda Civic works perfectly great.
No, but they're not a Honda Civic. You give them a little more credit than that. But it's gonna be very interesting.
But just like adding, like what they did when Nelson Cruz a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Just like I see your offense, or like with the good team, like the Dodgers, you would never say every year like this is what they need. Guess what? They go out and add Max Scherzer and Trey Turner, and it's like it wasn't broke then. That's true. They turned their Honda Civic into a Ferrari. That's what the Rays need a Ferrari to their Honda Civic. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.